Greetings, everyone. Welcome back. It's another installment of the library's crafts brought to you on the computer since we can't meet together right now. This month, there's a choice of crafts, Craft A and Craft B. Craft A is this cool feathers and leaves medallion, which is a little more complex to make. And then Craft 2, or B, is a fun garland, leaves, and a second garland that you get to make. Everyone, of course, gets to make the easy peasy garland. This is the second garland with Craft B. And the fun one, the easy one that everyone gets to make, whether you do Craft A or B. All right, what you will need for Craft A is you will have in your kit a chipboard heart. You'll have felt to cover one side of it. You'll have a large eye screw, 1, 2, 3 small eye screws. You will have some beads, 6. You will have a hanging wire. You'll also have the choice of either cardstock with a Xerox of a pattern, or an actual dried and pressed leaf, which you can use on the face of the design, and of course, feathers. This is the first part, of course, the free-for-all, the free on easy garland contents will be in there also. To create the medallion heart, first, what you would like to do is take the heart. You're going to use this as a pattern to trace on your felt backing. This one's going to be a little tricky because it's gray. And take a pencil, which you will provide. Trace along that. And then you will cut that out. If you are using the leaf, you will use this also as your pattern to trace on the leaf. And you'll just trace around it. I don't want to use this one up, but you can see I've done it there. But I will use this other option, which is to have a little design if you don't want to fool around with the leaf. So I will just trace that like so with my pencil, and then you will cut that out. Now with this project, I would say have a little patience with yourself. I recommend using white glue. The only aspect that I would recommend the hot glue is when you glue the feathers onto the cord. Hot glue tends to leave a lot of webbing behind. It can get sloppy, you can burn your fingers. So if you're patient, you can use the white glue with the same success. Whoa, don't have my glasses, not the best cutting job. So once you have these things cut out, I don't even know if I can see. Woo. If you can't see, if you're one of the people that get the gray, we'll switch gears and we'll just do this. We'll just glue it on and then trim it off. Look at that, a hack already. So first off, we're going to glue this felt on. And I like to do it, you want to make sure you get all the way to the edges. You want it to stick. Yes, your fingers are a tool. So we'll just stick this on here. And then I will trim this off. I mean, I suppose you could do this method with any of the colored felt. I feel like it's a little more precise to trace and cut, but you can decide how you would like it to be. See, it's a little ragged there. We'll just trim that like so. Get this off my fingers. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to start at the top, either side, and you want to glue that strip of felt. I'll do one side, and you want to get that right in there. Now I will say this is a slight bit wider, and that's intentional. if you feel like you'd like to glue the face on first, you can do that too. I'm going to do them simultaneously. Really important though, especially if you're going to use the leaf, that you get the glue all the way to the edges. You don't want to get your fingers dirty, get yourself a paintbrush with something. There we go. And then we zip that around. And now we get to the end. I see there's a little bit of extra length, so I'm going to kind of tap that down in there, find where that line is, and then trim it with scissors. Felt is forgiving. If you cut it a little too short, it will stretch. And then you just tuck that in there. Now you have this whole little heart done. Okay, the next step is to put your eye screws in, which can be a little challenging. I would suggest you take a thumbtack and you make what's called a pilot hole. I put my eye screws kind of right in the center. It's made out of paper, so it's fibrous and it will split. So you can push that all the way in there. And it should leave a little hole at the top where then you can take the eye screw, find that hole, and you hold it in place and then turn the heart. And you'll feel the threads bite and grip on there, and then you can just turn it and turn it and turn it till it's in nice and tight. Like so. You want to straighten that out. If the fabric starts to grab a little, you might have to pinch that down so it doesn't twist it. All right, you're going to proceed to do that with the other two. You decide where you want the spacing. Mine are, you can see, about this, I don't know, ½ inch. We'll put these a little further, piercing it with the thumbtack. See, you can kind of see where the hole is. And then finding that hole and then twisting the actual heart. So hold with your dominant hand the eye screw, and it will screw right in pretty easily. Like so. Again, that felt might want to twist on you, so wait till that dries. I'm getting hasty. There we go. Okay. You will do the same with the third one. For the top, you can make a hole if you want, but the third one has a larger screw and it goes in easier. Same principle though. You might need the thumbtack to get through the felt. Then keep screwing it in till it's all the way in. Like so. If your felt is twisting up on you like this, you can untwist it. It's most likely because the glue has not dried yet, and we're doing this kind of in fast time. So wait till your glue dries before you screw your eye screws in. The next step, this little wire in your kit, this is the hanging thing. If you want to add it now, you can, just like an ornament hook, a couple little twists, and then you can use this to attach it to wherever you're going to attach it. The last step is to add these beaded feathers. Now you can see you can stack feathers, you can trim one feather and lay it on top of another. Where are the rest of my feathers? I've given you several choices in there, big ones, little ones. You could do a little bundle of 3, you could just do 1. But I have given you some waxed cord in there. You decide if you'd like 3. Do you want to hang more than 3 dangles off of each hook? That's your call. To prep it, rub it between your fingers. It softens the wax. I like to do the feather first. So there's 2 ways of doing this. If you want, you can hot glue this, like I suggested earlier, or you can use the white glue. I'm going to take the end. So I'm going to take about this much. You should have enough for at least 3 pieces. So this is, you can see, about 7 inches. You're going to take it and just do a single knot along the top. Just a single knot's all you need to do. Now what you can do is you can take hot glue and you can run it up the spine there. Leave the long tail because that's going to hang on the screw, and then you can take this tail and just wrap it around the feather. Hot glue's a lot faster and you don't have to lose your patience. Then you can take a bead, 2 beads. I like 2 for a little weight. Now mind you, this is just 1 feather. You can add multiple feathers, and you can slide the bead also over the glue. The last step is to tie it to the eye screw. Figure out how long you would like it to be. I made mine kind of short. You could make them as long as you want with what's provided. And then you just do a double knot on the top. I like to do a little square knot. And since this is waxed, it has a nice grabbing quality, and when you trim the tail there, you can trim it pretty close, and then you can kind of just mash it in there because the wax binds it, and then you have a nice neat look. Proceed with the other 2. Add your hanging wire at the top, and you're done. Easy peasy, sort of. Famous last words. Okay, I'll set that aside. The second package, which is Craft B, but also Craft A, will have this one. This is the easy one. You will have some smooth jute. If you're doing Craft B, you'll have 3 little bundles of, you'll have some thinner cording, you'll have some real fuzzy twine, and you'll have this smooth stuff. This is the smooth stuff. You're just going to make a loop at one end. I take both, wrap it around my finger, knot it. So this is where I want to hang it. You can make this loop as big as you like. And then of course, trim that so it's neat. But now, to make this, you have to do the whole fun length. So if you're really persnickety, you can measure out even increments, you know, in between each knot. Tape. I just guessed. So, just gonna make a loop. Take this big long tail. See, I'm holding the loop though, so it stays in one place. Then you take the tail, pull it through. Then there's your knot. Make the knots first, because then you have your spacing. Pinching it, holding it, take the tail, put it through. It's just a single overhand knot. So now, in between each space is where you will take the feathers. You can do them in any order you like, in any combination, because there's lots of assorted feathers in everybody's bag. This one I just use white. What you're going to do is you're going to find a little opening where the yarn separates, and you're just going to take a feather and poke it through, basically. Take the barb of the feather, poke it through, stick a little glue in there. This is also where I'd recommend using white glue, only because hot glue can be very messy. And that's it. You just knot it, add this is piercing and knotting, and you can make as long as you like. And you have a little fancy garland of feathers for fun. Okay, the other bundle in Craft B is this charming, leaf garland. Mine's a little smaller than yours because yours has a lot more leaves. These are pre-cut fabric leaves I acquired sometime, so I'm sharing them with you. So you'll take your leaves. This one's same principle. Oh, I forgot to tell you, when you're done on the other side, which you will do on this, make sure you make a knotting loop on the other side so you have the end both ends have a loop, so you can hang it off of something. Unless, of course, you don't want to hang it off anything and you want to hang it like this. Then don't put it. So many choices. Okay, there I go with my starting loop. You determine how long you want it to be. This one has no knots. This one just has you take a leaf, find the little stem. Actually, it might be easier. Make your little loop. Get the tail all the way pulled through. And then put the little tail. All the leaves have like this little stem. Wait till it gets really tight. This, I didn't even glue these. And then pull it nice and tight, like so. Keep going down the line, whatever spacing you like. The other aspect to make this interesting was you're just going to add some dimensional creases. Leaves have veins and things. So you take your leaf, take your fingernail. Look at that. And now your leaf has a little dimension. If you want to get real fancy, you can get real fancy. Fold it, crease it, and then you can actually add the side veins by folding it on an angle. Up and down, just like a regular leaf. Just adds a little fun dimension to it. Okay, also in your kits is little packets of glitter. If you would like to glitterize your leaves or your feathers, there's some glitter. I would recommend using white glue. Dilute it just the tiniest little bit with water, and you can paint it on, let it dry. You can also add veins to this or whatever if you want glitter or no glitter. So keep proceeding until you have your whole strand done. And because I love to give you choices, everyone, the last thing in Craft B is this thin cord and some clothespins. And that one I have a smaller version of with teeny tiny clothespins, which I knew would make you all crazy. So it's the same principle, but you're going to string the cording right through the hole of the clothespin. Make your end loop like always, so you can hang these things. Now for this you will put a knot on either side of the clothespin. Some people will totally cheat and just shove the string up here. I don't feel like that's the most secure thing, plus they move around. So let me make one little knot. String it right through like so, then make another knot. See, I'm pinching it to hold it, the loop, put the tail through, and then you can kind of push down on the knot to snug it up. Again, nothing precise, nothing too crazy. So you can space those out just how you like, and then you can just clip whatever you want to it. You don't even have to do feathers. You want to clip the leaves to it? Go ahead and clip the leaves. So many choices. This was a fluffier version I did with a different kind, and all those just clip on. You can see I glitterized this. You can do whatever you like, and that's it. Easy peasy. Have a fun fall. Have fun making the craft. See you next time.